Welcome back, everyone, to the next installment of Chaos Child. We were in Kunosato's apartment, and we finally learned that she is the mysterious K. What do we make of that? And Miyashiro might have powers. What do we make of that? Well, we're chatting at the manga cafe, so let's go. Kunosate took me to Cafe Lax. We were taken to a big table by the window. Come to think of it, I had just been here a while ago. Last time it was to listen in on the conversation between Hinai Arimura and Shinjo. While I was thinking about that, the person Kunosato had called walked into the cafe. They seemed upset. Is it Shinjo?
Huh?
When I looked up and saw who was there, I gasped.
こんな時間によう来たの。ゆるりと過ごしてゆくがよい。
Oh.
用が済んだらすぐに帰りますから。
遅かったな。
私にだって準備くらいあるんです。
Hinai Arimura? It was the girl I was just thinking about.
あれ？ひなちゃんだ。どうも。これってどういうことっすかね、先輩方。
知らねえって。俺に聞かないでくれ。
True. What was she inviting Hinai here for?
っていうか、久野里さん、便利に使って巻き込むのはやめてほしいって言いましたよね。
互いに情報の提供をする。そういう約束だろ。
そっちばっかり私を利用してるくせに。
いいから座れ。
Arimura sighed, glanced at us, and sat down with a frown in her face. There was an awkward moment after we ordered our drinks when no one spoke.
それで、何なんです？
Once our drinks arrived, Arimura, of course, was the first one to speak up.
口で説明するよりも見せた方が早いと思ってな。
まさか話したんですか？
利用価値がありそうだと判断した。
ほんと勘弁してほしいんですけど。
From the way they were talking, Arimura must have known about these powers as well. And...
つべこべ言わずに見せてやれ。
Show them? Wait, she couldn't mean...
嫌ですよ、めんどくさい。
宮代拓が能力者かどうか確証を得たい。
いや、だからですね。僕はそんな。
間違いなく能力者ですよ。
Huh. Arimura spoke as if it was the most normal thing in the world.
有村。おい、本当か宮代。
信じられないよ。
だから僕は知らないって。
なるほどね。知らないというのは本当みたいです。無自覚なんですね。
無自覚も何も、有村はなんでそんなこと言い切れるんだよ。
あれ？思い当たる節ありませんか？
そんなのあるわけ。
If I had that power, I would have used it for something.
でも、自分がこうなってほしいと思ったところで、いつも特別なことが起きたりしたでしょ？例えば、例のラブホテルに先輩が潜入した時。あの時、部屋には確かに鍵がかかっていたんですよ。なのに、先輩はどうやって入ってきたんです？
嘘だ。鍵は開いてた。
I mean, it was, until it wasn't.
いいえ、閉まってました。けどいきなり開いたんです。だよね、セリ。
Serica hesitated for a moment and looked at me.
確かに、ガチャって。
尾上？
ほら、それが宮代先輩の能力です。
My power? No way.
おそらく望んだように物体を動かす能力、いわゆるテレキネシス、あるいはサイコキネシスか、それを持っている。病院の地下施設にあんな簡単に侵入できたのもそのおかげだ。
本当かよ。
Ito was looking at me in shock.
いや、待ってくれ。違う。
Sure, when I got into the psych ward in the underground lab, a lot of coincidences had happened all at once. Doors that would normally be locked weren't. When I'd gone down to the underground facility from the autopsy room, something had gotten stuck and I'd been able to open the secret door. But...
そんな特殊な能力なんて本当にあるわけ。
でもさ、宮代言ってたよな。今回の事件の鍵かもしれないって。
それはそうだけど。
Sure, I'd been saying it just a little while ago, but only after being told that I was psychic did I understand. I hadn't actually really believed it. When I said it aloud, I'd acted like it was some brilliant theory, but in my mind I'd still been treating it as fiction. I mean, you know, right? How could I have something so crazy?
先輩、今から言う質問に全ていいえで答えてください。
は？なんだよいきなり。
いいから答えてください。いいですね。
はい。
I nodded since it didn't seem like I was going to be given a chance to disagree.
自分のクラスの人間はバカばっかりだと思っている。
いいえ。
でも本当はその輪の中に入りたいと思っている。
いいえ。
一人でカラオケに行ったことがある。
いいえ。
一人でカラオケに行ったけれど一曲も歌ってはいない。
いいえ。
クルス先輩と一緒に暮らしていた時、クルス先輩のお風呂を覗いちゃったことがある。
いいえ。
なるほど、わかりました。
Arimura nodded and smiled.
わかったって何が？
まず最初の質問。宮代先輩はみんなバカばっかりだと思ってますね。
そんなことは。
それから次。そうは言っても本当は寂しくてみんなの輪の中に入りたいとそう思ってます。
違う。僕は何の生産性もない会話になんて。
カラオケに一人で行きましたね。
それは新聞部の取材で言っただけだ。でも歌っては。
それは嘘です。
え？
本当は歌いました。
歌ってない。
一曲だけですか？
だから歌ってないってば。
なるほど、一曲だけ歌ったんですね。
おい、宮代、本当か？お前あれだけ歌ってないって否定してたよな。
Arimura, how do you know this stuff? It seemed like a waste, so I did sing one song.
最後にお風呂でクルス先輩を。
もういい、やめろ。
タク。
Sarika pushed down an Ergero froggy strap. It made a noise like the "you lose" buzzer on a game show. Is this a TV variety show or something?
違うんだ。あれはユードがいたずらして今なら誰も入ってないって言うからドアを開けたら、それに慌てて目をつぶったから何も見てない。本当だぞ。
Do you have any idea what the hell I went through after that? Just remembering it terrified me. Wait, no.
それが一体何だって言うんだ。
わかりませんか？今のが私の能力です。
Yeah, obviously. How would she know that we live with Kurisu in the first place?
他人の口にした言葉が嘘か真実かわかる。 それが私の能力なんです。
She has the atom stand, the yes, 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 no, no, no. Atom, atom. She could tell if someone was lying? And then I finally realized. The way Arimara had acted and the things she'd said.
言葉に出してもらってもいいですか？
Yeah, that really was bothering me. She kept wanting us to speak it. It really is like the JoJo stand, where he teases responses out of people to judge what they're really believing. Was that what that was about?
彼女の言ってること本当かな。
いや、ホットリーディングやコールドリーディングって可能性もあるし。
Hot or cold reading, let's go. Cold reading, a set of techniques that uses the art of conversation, observation, and intuition to gain information about a target and make them believe that the user has spiritual or psychic powers. Since it has uses in counseling, therapy, police interrogations, and sales, unlike hot reading, it's not necessarily a form of fraud. And then hot reading. A method primarily used by self-proclaimed psychics and spiritualists, where agents are used to learn about a target or subject in advance. The psychic then pretends that the information was gained through clairvoyance or mind reading, to make it seem as if they have special powers.
ホットリーディング？
つまり事前に調査してって後で自分で調べろ。
ああ、もういい。面倒だ。
Kunosato looked annoyed and bored as she watched our conversation.
あれを見せてやれ。それが一番早い。
あれですか？こんなところで？
多分、宮代以外には見えないはずだ。
そうかもしれません。けど。
Arimura looked toward the ground. Show me something? Wait, what was she going to show me? She nodded reluctantly and then suddenly stood up in front of me.
宮代先輩。
何？
よく見ててください。
And then she lifted up her skirt? No, that's not what happened. Really? What are you going to show me? I almost asked, but then I stopped. Suddenly, she stretched her right hand out to the side. She inhaled slowly, and then seemed to draw something out of the air. As I sat there astonished, she pulled something impossible out of empty air. What? It was warped yet elegant. Ugly yet fascinating. It was inorganic and organic at the same time. It was as if it contained every shape in the world. It was a... This text is hard to read, by the way. What the hell?
Ken?
That's the dice sword? But wasn't this the same thing Kunosato had at her apartment? The shape was different, but it had the same terrible feeling to it. But Arimura had just pulled it out of thin air.
どうやったんだ？
Arimura looked unhappy as she saw my shock.
やっぱり見えるんですね。え？何の話？タク。
ケンってなんだよ。
見えないのか？二人とも。
Sarika and Ito both shook their heads.
そんなバカな。
It was huge. How could they not see it? I quickly looked around the room, but no one else, not the customers or the employees, was looking at the thing in Arimura's hands. No, they couldn't see it.
これで決まりだな。
どういうことなんですか、これ。
今、有村ひなえが手にしているもの。それが能力者の証だ。ディソードと呼ばれている。
Ah, there it is. D-Sword.
ディソード
I'd heard her use that word before. I didn't realize that she was talking about this, though.
その状態のディソードは能力者にしか目視できない。つまりそれが見えるお前は間違いなく能力者ということだよ。
Kunosato's cold voice dropped even lower than usual.
でも僕そんな能力なんて本当に使った覚えもないし。
でも事実だ。
I couldn't believe it. So much was going through my head that I couldn't think. I looked over at the D-sword again. Arimura fiddled with it and snorted.
まあ同じギガロマニアックス同士もう少し仲良くしときますかね先輩。
ギガロマニアックス
I remembered Kunosato using that word before, too.
我々は能力者のことをそう呼んでいる。ギガロマニアックスと。
Wouldn't it be easier to just call them psychics?
呼び方なんかどうでもいいです。それよりやっぱり信じられません。僕のそのサイコキネシスとかそんなの非科学的です。
ああ、サイコキネシスというのはお前がイメージしやすいようにそう言っただけだ。実際はもっと科学的な概念が存在する。
科学的
I looked at Arimura's sword skeptically. Scientific? That?
ああ無理ですよ久野里さん。説明とかしてもさっぱりわかんないと思います。ちなみに私は一つも理解できてません。
お前と一緒にすんな。僕はこれでも。
はいはい。
Damn it, she was pissing me off.
理解などしなくていい。ただ最低限のことだけは覚えておけ。ギガロマニアックスの能力をカートゥーンに登場するような超能力と同じように使うな。そんな安易なものでも愉快なものでもない。
I find it very amusing that they define cartoon. A phrase primarily used to refer to TV animations that are shown in Europe and America. Cartoons consist mostly of simple good versus evil stories using characters from American comics, as well as humor programs targeted for younger audiences. In Japan, you can watch cartoons on a dedicated paid cable TV channel.
何が違うって言うんです？
ギガロマニアックスの能力とは簡単に言えば自らの妄想を現実に変換する力だ。
Do not tell me. Those stupid delusions I have. Could I have made those real? Because that's embarrassing.
妄想現実に変換？
What was she talking about? That wasn't scientific at all.
ディラックの海という言葉をまあ知らないだろうな。
ディラックの海
Sarika started to fidget on the sofa. She probably couldn't follow what we were talking about at all, but she could tell that I was nervous.
確か量子力学の中の概念ですよね。
ほう、驚いたな。一階の高校生が知っているとは。
I mean, you're in high school. For some reason, look at that smile. For some reason, a lot of people on the Japanese internet loved relativity theory and quantum mechanics. Schrodinger's cat, for example, had been discussed so many times by now that it was considered an embarrassment to even bring it up. So I knew a little.
真空を負のエネルギーに満たされた空間だと定義するんですよね。で、そこをディラックの海って呼ぶ。
ああ、そうだ。ディラックの海はマイナスエネルギーに満ちた世界ということになる。
So I'm literally pulling a physical object from the quantum realm? Kunosato looked at Arimura's hands as she held the D-sword, and then Arimura smiled a little wickedly. So Dirac C, D-sword...
で、そのなんとかの海っ とこの剣を使って妄想を現実にできるんですよ。リアルブートっていうらしいですけどね。
リアルブート。
ディソードは剣の形をしているが、実はただの武器じゃない。ディラックの海に干渉し、現実との間のパイプとなる端末だ。ギガロマニアックスがその端末を用いると、本来現実空間の中に存在できないはずの負のエネルギーを引き出すことができる。するとホールセオリーによるペアクリエーションで粒子と反粒子が生まれる。それがエラーとなって他人の脳のデッドスポットに影響を与えるんだ。
脳のデッドスポット？
Dead spots of the brain?
デッドスポットというのは人間の脳における視覚野の視覚だよ。そこに影響を与えられるということは、つまり自分の妄想をそこへ送り込み、妄想通りのものを相手に見せられるということだ。
Okay, so that would explain the opening scene with the guy who was eating his own arm. I guess he was made to see it as something else because somebody put their delusions into his brain.
しかも相手にとってそれは完全な現実として認識される。
And the same probably goes with that singer girl and for Watabe.
でも、そんなのただの幻覚じゃないですか。催眠術と同じですよ。
催眠術？そうか。じゃあその妄想を自分の周りの人間全員がリアルな現実だと共通認識してしまったらどうだ？
共通認識？
そうだ。さらにそれが渋谷中の人間の共通認識になったら、そしてその共通認識が東京中の人間、日本中の人間、果ては世界中の人間にまで広がっていったとしたら、一体誰がそれを現実じゃないと否定できるんだ？
それは。
そうしたら妄想はすでに作り事でも幻覚でもなくなる。紛れもない現実と化すんだよ。だからそれはリアルブートと呼ばれている。
そんなバカな。だってそんなことで現実がねじ曲げられるなんて。
I rubbed my head with my fingers, trying to make some sense out of all this.
仮にいいですか？仮にですよ。僕がそのギガロマニアックスだったとして。だけど閉まってるドアの鍵を開けるとか、そんな風に妄想が物理現象にまで影響を与えるなんて不可能ですよ。
私たち含め研究者たちも当初はそう考え楽観視していた。だがそんな甘いものじゃなかったんだ。
え？
物理現象すらねじ曲げるんだよ。ギガロマニアックスの妄想とそれによって共通認識化された現実は。だからこそそれはこの上なく危険なんだ。
I looked at Arimura's sword, then back at Kunosato. Arimura was still smiling as she held the sword in front of me. I couldn't tell if the light it gave off was holy or evil, but for a moment it was so beautiful that I shivered. Wow. At long last, the next day. The town was filled with noise that threatened to swallow her whole. Oh. But that was just the way she wanted it. Yeah, is this girl we didn't save? Shibuya was a town that accepted anybody and rejected everyone. It was the only place that would let her be a part of it now. She moved her legs forward valiantly amidst the hustle and bustle. Forward, forward. Each step she took, her face twisted with horrible pain. Or at least that's how it seemed to her. She didn't know if the pain was actually appearing on her face. Her face was covered with scars and shielded by long hair that hid her hate. But as she dragged her legs down the streets, no one in Shibuya stopped to look at her. She was grateful for that. But at the same time, she hated it. A flame burned within her womb. It was a flame of hatred. She was nothing but hatred now. The businessmen who passed by her on the street, the empty-headed students, the happy couples, the miserable-looking old people, she hated everyone. But she hated them most of all. She hated the ones who had abandoned her. Oh boy. Yeah, okay. She hated the ones who'd done this to her. If they hadn't abandoned her, this never would have happened. The hatred burned within her womb. No, she was the hatred. The power she'd gained that day, it was all for this. Oh, this is bad. Only the joy of revenge drove her forward. Forward and forward. And then, she didn't notice that the people who passed by her turned back in surprise. She didn't realize it herself. But the woman was laughing. She was laughing so hard that anyone could hear her, like black smoke from a flame rising toward the sky. She raised her voice and laughed. Oh, we're gonna die. How goes it? Miyashiro's awakening. Not completely yet. What else? He seems to have finally remembered. Their existence? Yes. What of the sin he committed? Not yet. Understood. It is almost the day of judgment. Also notice it's Amy. We were investigating the what was it? The urban legend of Amy. So there you go. October 12th. Monday. Wow. That girl we abandoned, she remembers us and she's coming for us. That is going to be a disaster and a half. I mean, these games have multiple endings, but man, I don't know how we're going to get around this one. Maybe I could say I'm sorry, I was in like the 3rd or 4th grade or whatever it was, but this is very uncomfortable. But for now, it's time to stop the installment. Well, we certainly made a lot of progress today, didn't we? We got some more information from Arimura. Looks like we're a psychic after all. And so is she. She has a JoJo stand ability, where if you say something out loud, you can determine if you're lying or not. Interesting. And we've also discovered, not only do we have a main antagonist, but she is specifically gunning for us because she's the girl that we abandoned in that hospital all those years ago. Oh boy. Until next time, everyone.